This is Geoffrey C, and you're watching Baltimore Basics. Let's do something that nobody else does. Who breaks out a hip-hop record in collective minds? Who does?
You?
Nobody. Who does that? 16 years of collective minds. No, I've never heard a hip-hop record in collective minds.
Sure.
Let's break out into a hip-hop record that everybody knows. Now, people in our age group, most of us know Sucker MCs.
Yeah.
Most of us know that beat. So I said, well, let's put something like that in the mix. Let's slow it down. Now, the whole concept of slowing down a record in the middle and breaking into a beat is nothing new. Charisma's done it. Little Lewis has done it. I said, well, let's go ahead and break it. So that's when I did it. The concept of Night Train came about because I wanted to pay homage to Tommy's record, Night Train, which came out on Code Red at the time. So that's how I did it. Actually, you know what though? Not only did I pay homage, but I give Tommy the credit because Tommy and I were talking and he said, yeah, you know, I said I wanted to do a mix of Night Train. And Tommy said, well, you know, that's all good and fine, but you know, Biscuit's record sounds kind of like Night Train. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we moved on to another subject. I moved on to other production stuff, and then, but this thing came back. And it came back especially when I knew I was going to do Collective Minds. I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do some mixes and not tell anybody about it. And nobody knows. Biscuit didn't know. Tommy didn't know. Nobody knew I did that mix. I did the mix and I sat on it for a month. I didn't even play it on the radio. I played it in my car, you know, the producer's car test, but I never played it to anybody, didn't tell anybody I did anything. Nothing. And so I pulled the elements from Biscuit's song, and I'm not going to get geeky or techie about it, but just suffice it to say I pulled the elements from the track I had, and I was able to separate those elements into different tracks, and I pulled out the Night Train record so I could get the arrangement because I want to pay homage to it, so I want to arrange it just like that. And so I did. So that Biscuit's part that goes dun 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 dun. Okay, well, Night Train goes dun 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 dun. How do I do it? Let's bring back the old WEBB editing. Let's go ahead and bring back what I learned in the tape cutting and tape splicing. And so that's essentially what I did on the computer. I turned dun 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 to dun 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 dun. There was no sampling. All I did was cut and splice on a computer.
That's pretty cool.
Could have done it on a reel, yeah, but my I don't have any blank tapes for real, so I said, well, let's just go ahead and do it on a computer. It's much faster. But yeah, that's how I came to bring out that hip hop beat because nobody does it. Shock value. I was on the record company mailing lists, Atlantic being one of them, and I was just going through my mail. I used to get records every day from the companies. I went through my mail, no different than any other week, and I opened everything up and I pulled out a whole bunch of records and went through music, and I listened to this Aaliyah record. I said, okay, yeah, this is good. This is really good. It was a ballad, as you know, 1 in a million. It's a ballad. I said, great, okay, good. And I flipped the record over, and they had an instrumental and an acapella. Okay, very good. Okay, good. So typically in that process, after I get the music, record companies would call and ask for feedback on the product that they sent out. So again, this is routine, and I talked with someone from Atlantic, and we were going through records, and what do you think about this record? And I said, yeah, this is good. I can play this on the next show. And what do you think about that record? Yeah, this is good. I can probably play that in the club. And, okay, well, he said, we know you can't use the Aaliyah record. It's a ballad. You know, I know it's not a mix show record for you. I said, I can make it a mix show record. Really? Okay. And then we went through other songs and everything like that. And after our conversation ended, we just went on to wherever we were doing. I pulled out the Aaliyah and recorded the acapella. And I listened to the song, and I learned the piano parts. I learned how to play the song. I laid the keys down, and the tempo. How do you turn a tempo, a ballad, into a house record? Pure math. Aaliyah's record was 60 beats per minute, maybe a little over 60 beats per minute. 60 times 2 is 120,
Right.
or 121, 122, depending on the tempo of the original record. So I just multiplied that by 2, and I came up with a house beat. So I came up with something that's about 122 beats per minute. So something that your love is a 1 in a million, and on and on and on. And then I said, okay, your love is a 1 in a million. All I did was double the beat, instant house beat. And it was so easy to put together. Yeah, I did it in 3 days. I didn't think about it. I did it in 3 days. It was all playing. I did the beat. It sounded right. Everything was fine. There was a beginning that said dun, 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 dun. That came from a record that I didn't like, but I liked the keyboard intro. Like, this thing is terrible. So I recorded the sample through the record and ended up using it in the track. And that's one of those records that slowed down in the middle, right down in the middle, and then climb right back again. So again, getting back to the earlier concept of slowing records down, breaking it down, and bringing it back up. It's nothing new. Atlantic liked it. My buddy Johnny D looked out for me on that one. He listened to it. He ran it through channels. Everybody liked it, and they ended up picking it up. I didn't know how well it was going to do, but I looked at various magazines, various trade magazines, and I saw that DJs were starting to play it and report it. And then I got a call from Johnny. He said, "You know you have a #2 record."
Wow.
Really? Yeah, it shot up to #2 on Billboard. What? So I looked at the Billboard magazine. I said, "Oh man!" I was really happy about that. So that was my, I guess that's my claim to fame, was that Aaliyah record. I was known for being brutally honest to the music industry about how I felt about a record. I mean, if I didn't like your record, I'd tell you I didn't like the record. Well, one such record came through, and I probably should not mention the name of the record, but it was from a major label, and I didn't like the record at all. I said, man, this thing is terrible. Well, everybody's playing it except your radio station. Well, we don't play whack records. That's why we don't. And we were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I started getting, I said, the only way I'll play your record is if I mix it. Man, if I mix, that's the only way I'll play your record. I'll mix it. Well, I didn't think he was going to deliver. Okay, I thought that was just going to shut it down. I'll mix the record. That's the only way is if I mix the record. Well, I got something in the mail, and it was a tiny little digital audio tape, DAC for short. And it had the artist on it. It said acapella. I said, damn. The joke's on me.